Okay, the first book I have is The Persian Cinderella. This book takes place in Persia. It is by Shirley Climo. This story was taken place long ago, sorry. Cinderella in this story is Cythera. She was a maiden. The dress that she has is a dark red silk dress. And for her slipper, she wore small diamond studded anklets, and that represents Cinderella's slipper. Let me see. This is the outfit. And the stepmother really wasn't talked much about in this story. It was kind of more about her stepsisters. The prince in the Persian Cinderella, is a young man with a beard who was throwing a party called Nowruz. It all came about, she was shopping, and she came across a blue jug that was described as blue as the sky. She had taken the money that her father gave her and spent it all on that, and instead of buying the material to make her dress for the party, the jug is the magic part in this story, and that is because it has a Peri in it. The illustrator for this book, I thought used space really well, and the color is something that I also thought was another great element. And it shows the detail in the fabrics and the colors of the buildings. The next book I have is the Chinese Cinderella, which is Ye Shen, retold by A. Ling Louis. This story took place before the Han dynasties, so a long time ago. The Cinderella in this story is Ye Shen, who is an orphan because of her mother passing, and she is forced to live with her stepmother. The stepmother in this was jealous of her beauty because her own daughter was not pretty, as they say in the story, and she gave Ye Shen the heaviest and most unpleasant amount of chores. She even went as far as to kill her pet fish. Here's kind of a picture. And that represents the magic in this book. The bones had a spirit in it, and it is what grants her the wishes. The ball is represented by a spring festival where people go there and hope to meet their future mates. The slipper is representing the shoe that she wore, which was woven gold threads, and it formed a pattern of somewhat of a fish scale, and she believed there was magic in the shoes as well. she loses the shoe, and the king sees the slipper, and someone had found it, and that is what they used, just like in the Cinderella story, to find Ye Shen. The last one I have is Orphan. The Orphan, which is from Greece. The girl lost her caring mother and father. The stepmother had two spoiled daughters. It describes her as being very hateful. And one night, the girl had enough, and she went to her mother's grave, where she asked her mother for guidance, and the mother's voice came from the earth, and she helped the daughter. Mother Nature, which would be these characters, they came and visited her, and each one had a special gift for her, which is the dresses, the jewelry, and the shoes. Instead of a ball in this story, it is a church service that they were going to, and the prince they had found would be joining them that day. The shoe, the glass slipper, is represented by what they describe as a delicate blue shoe. The prince had left a trap of oil and honey, hoping to catch her because he wanted to meet her. And here's a picture of that in there. And when she lost the shoe, the prince had here's another picture, had his guards try to chase her, and they couldn't catch her. So he goes through and he tries the shoe on everybody, and it doesn't fit. And he wants to see, because it's so small, he wants to know who is the owner of this slipper. So she comes out and she puts her foot in, and they live happily ever after. That is the end.